Hey everyone, Scott here, and got a stack of things that I picked up at the local library sale. They had their big weekend sale that they do maybe every quarter or so. Thought I'd just share what I picked up for fun. First thing is The Rule of Saint Benedict in English. This is an old monastic manual, kind of an introduction, what you need to know now that you're entering the monastic life. So being a monk for beginners. That was what I took from it. Just flip through it quickly. They've got like the old Gothic font, and then the more modern at the time sort of neon font, kind of showing it's old and new because it's a new translation. I don't think those fonts work very well together, but this was put out by the Liturgical Press, Collegeville, Minnesota. Copyright 1981 by the Order of St. Benedict. And you've just got, welcome to the monastery, kinds of monks, qualities of the abbot, summoning brothers for council, a lot of stuff on the Psalms and celebrations and vigils and reader for the week, proper amount of food, proper amount of drink, silence after Compline. It sounds very much like monastery life. The reception of guests. All guests who present themselves are to be welcomed as Christ, for he himself will say, I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Good advice. And this is the collected works of St. John of the Cross. This is at the time, a new revision of a translation, and it is big. ICS Publications. It's over 800 pages, yeah. And I don't know a lot about this kind of thing. I'm not so much into the mystics and saints, but mostly I picked this up in that other book to send along to Joe St. Eggs. So I will send this out to him soon. He'll have it long before you see this video, so he may even have a video unboxing what I sent him and looking at it. But got The Ascent of Mount Carmel I've heard of. The Dark Knight, I've heard of that, seen that referenced in a few places and different things I've read. So, yeah, I try to do a little reading of the mystics and that kind of thing, but I can do like a little bit. This is a lot. I found this just randomly when I was flipping through it. Against the Devil. It should be noted that among the many wiles of the devil for deceiving spiritual persons, the most common is deceiving them under the appearance of good rather than of evil, for the devil already knows that he will scarcely choose a recognized evil. Thus you should always be suspicious of what appears good, especially when not obliged by obedience. And that just made me think very much of the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. It sounds like a warning against the kind of tricks of Screwtape, trying to make things look good, which are not. Anyways, I hope this will be a solid addition to Joe's Saints Library. Next thing is not a Christian book. I just happened to notice this as I was walking by it. It was in the wrong section. Larry McMurtry, Roads, Driving America's Great Highways. So I'm familiar with Larry McMurtry. I have not read any of his works, but I have seen The Last Picture Show, which is based on a book of his by the same name. And I know he's got several well-regarded books which have been made into a lot of really well-regarded movies and miniseries. Lonesome Dove is a miniseries based on one of his books. But yeah, this made me think he basically was going across the country and just kind of writing about what he saw. It made me think very much of one of my favorite books, which is right here. This is Blue Highways, A Journey into America by William Least Heat Moon. This was written in the 1980s, and Least Heat Moon went across the United States. Just life wasn't going the way he'd like it to, and he just felt the need to get away, and so he did. And he met a lot of interesting people and saw a lot of interesting things. And I love this book. This was the first full book that I remember wanting to read as a child, as a young man. And I've read it a couple times, and I started it again last year. There's Least Heat Moon. When I was kind of going through a tough time, I just needed something that was kind of entertaining and that I would enjoy. And I read this, started reading it again, and I need to finish it because I just started falling in love with it all over again as an adult now. But I don't know, something about this sort of genre, road trip, and writing about it, I really dig. So glad I found that just by chance. And then last thing I picked up was a couple of the great courses. So if you haven't heard of these were, the idea was you're going to get like a college level course, you know, lectures from a professor, someone who's very knowledgeable in their field, and it's on audio CDs, and there's a course guidebook, and you're getting that university level education at home for a fraction of the cost. Now, I think these days they're focusing more on like a subscription plan and streaming it, like, because that's what everything's doing now, right? Right. But for several years they had things on, these are on CDs. They may have even had things on cassette tapes. I don't know. That would be a little more before my time. I had cassettes as a kid, but most of my life of CDs. But I picked up two of them. This one, Great Figures of the New Testament, Amy Jo Levine. She is a professor of New Testament studies. She herself is Jewish, but it has been very involved in studying and teaching on the New Testament and on Jesus. Just a fascinating lady. I've listened to her on several podcasts. Always enjoy listening to her. And I had for a while the Jewish New Testament from Oxford, which she contributed to, which is really interesting. I just don't have enough time to really go through it like I wanted to, so I ended up letting that one go. But I thought, this is such a good deal. These are $5 a piece. These things were very expensive when they were brand new. I thought I'd check this out. And I don't think these got checked out of the library too often because they're both in really excellent shape. All the discs are here. I didn't see any scratches. The books are intact. They're in good shape. So I think this will be really interesting. We could look at the table of contents and get a feel for what's in here. Yeah, she is a great, been great to listen to. I'm sure she's going to be a great instructor. Look at that. We got, oh yeah, John the Baptist, Virgin Mary, the Magi, Martha, Doubting Thomas, Mary Magdalene, Judas Iscariot, Pontius Pilate. We've got Jesus of Nazareth, of course, Paul. I don't know when I'll necessarily find time to listen to all this. There's like 12 discs, but I've done a few of these other great courses. I have, there's one on C.S. Lewis by, I think it's Louis Marcos. It's been a while since I listened to it. Really fascinating and very, very entertaining. That man loves Lewis, loves his works, and it shows. That one I highly recommend. And I have one on existentialism by Robert Solomon, which I haven't spent as much time with, but I have enjoyed a few parts of that. And this one's on cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, techniques for training your brain. That is something I have done at different times in my life due to anxiety and depression that I've found very helpful. And so I saw that they had this whole great course just on CBT. I figured, why not? So picked this up. This one's, the binder's set up a little bit differently. It's also got the book. I don't know this gentleman, but hope this will be good, be worth the $5 I spent. We've got, Foundations of CBT. We've got setting goals, anxiety and fear, treating depression. Those are things I've, dealt with a lot. It's also used in a lot of other areas, anger and rage. I've heard of others using it for anger. Forgiveness and letting go, healing traumatic injuries, a lot of important topics here. Getting a good night's sleep, building and deepening relationships. That is an important thing. So yeah, I think they had a lot of these. I mean, a lot. I had to really restrain myself to just these two. They had a lot of them on a lot of fascinating topics. I probably could have bought a dozen of them easily, because they just seem like such a good thing to have, that you could learn so much. But got these two and was glad to get them. So yeah, that's what I got from the library today. Hope you enjoyed seeing it. If you have anything you'd like to share on anything that I showed you, that I picked up, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment. Give it a like if you found it entertaining or helpful. And as always, I invite you to subscribe for more of my videos. I thank you for watching. God bless. And we'll see you for the next one.